Well, today was a little bit better. You got to start somewhere. It's a little baby steps, but it does look like bulls are taking some small steps. Yesterday I talked about sprouts of hope, and I think some of them blossomed a tiny little bit. It wasn't exactly a big groundbreaking rally by any means, but it's enough. The red light on stocks goes yellow for now. It doesn't change for crypto. Bitcoin was down all day, which was kind of bizarre. Expected it to bounce if stocks do, but then stocks were also very choppy and kind of barely made it across the finish line. So the red light holds on crypto because there's also policy promises that still remain unfulfilled. Bitcoin never closed its gap from the election, whereas just about everything that matters in stocks did. In particular, I talked about Tesla yesterday as being very important, and the S&P, which both got to their election levels and then below some. So let's start with the chart of the NASDAQ versus coins, because even though crypto didn't have a rally today, it looked the weakest. It still did put in the bottom yesterday, and that's important. I mean, again, this is like the what about Bob rally. It's baby steps, Dr. Marvin. This is the minimum, the absolute minimum that we had to do today. But just getting through today's event through inflation is important. So we've got the lows Tuesday morning for the NASDAQ and crypto, and that's even with Bitcoin sluggish and doing nothing today. So at least we've got the lows in to Tuesday. The other item that's important is that the mags and the tech trade is leading us. And I talked about that yesterday, how Apple kind of represented one of those hideouts in the market, similar to Staples and some of the defensive stuff that folks were tapping into the last couple days. Even though you want breadth in the market, for sure, that's going to give you your most robust, reliable rally. Tech is the place we start everything. It is the spark to get us going. And after Tesla erased all of its election rally, that means you reset the Trump premium that was in one of the most important stocks for the market. That should at least allow us to firm up a little bit. I want to watch Tesla very closely, and I also want to watch Tesla CrowdStrike very closely. Tesla, basically, if you can just get out of this downtrend, the only part that kind of stinks about Tesla right now is that you can still take a straight line, basically, and show that we're still in downtrend. But that pretty much means that as soon as Tesla gets through like 270, you've got potential for kind of a real snapback move. The other thing is CrowdStrike. I talked about that yesterday. I like the CrowdStrike followed through today. It's a small move, but the earnings were pretty decent, and this is still an all-time favorite within the software category. The Bank of America note today about software stocks dipping below their low valuation from the last 15 sell-offs and corrections. That's a great stat. The market has been under serious pressure, and the fact that inflation today did not throw the last kind of jugular to us gives baby steps to a rally and the first type of firmness that we've really seen in a while. The other thing that we talked about yesterday was VIX. Very important that all the volatility measures were so extreme. You really only have a few options, or had options, which was to see VIX go to like 50 or come back the way it's supposed to. And so I think today was a really important day in resetting the table a little bit. It's not a green light by any means. It's an extremely fragile yellow and still red on crypto. Let's see how tomorrow goes, because we got through probably the biggest potential risk point on the calendar this week, which was inflation.